And finally, we get into this bottom part here, which is really launch, analyze, and modify. If you can't track it, then you can't impact it. So launch the onboarding program with a test group, as we know, and we've talked about probably in previous calls. But if it's feasible, let's test with that small group. Analyze when they go live. What does that look like? And it gives our data center and our analytics guys maybe a little bit easier job to kind of chew off smaller bits of groups of data and really kind of gets them on your side a little bit for the longer term run of that. Okay, and then we want to start to really analyze weekly, monthly, first 30-day sales, as we talked about, first 30-day recruiting, but which segment is higher performers? If we do have more than, say we do have consumer segment and we do have, that person that wants to earn just a little bit, who actually does a better job of purchasing product? What best practices can we learn through analyzing it from one versus the other that we can share with each other? So it's good to have those two different segments to compare those against. And then, of course, onboarding, program participation, that type of stuff. Modify, analyze, and then constantly repeat. So this is where you might say, and again, this happens to be inside of Rallyware, login activity, number of activities started, completed, badges earned, and then KPIs throughout that process. So does segmenting audience, providing this, does it really work? Yes. So as you look at future-proofing your onboarding program, working on segmentation, understanding the group of people that you're going to really impact and help, it's good to know what the data looks like so that you can get buy-in inside of the organization. So this is across Rallyware customers. Again, it's quite a few users, upwards of over 5 million users that we can analyze. So we normalize sales productivity on the left. Some companies look at points, some people look at qualifying volume, some just look at revenue. So we try to normalize it. And then you can see here before a onboarding program and then after onboarding program. Talking about 70% increase in sales, and also we can see the same increase in number of orders. So again, it's very powerful to say, hey, look, onboarding, okay, this is great, but how does it actually impact our bottom line? So this is some examples here. Then we'll talk about what happens after onboarding, and again, stay tuned. We've got some other future-proof webinars that will take us through those areas that we talked about as well. But what does it really look like? So again, these are group-to-group comparisons. So maybe this is not just onboarding. This is also just an overall adoption. Blue is the average sales of those user groups before they were given the ability to be segmented and getting personalized content. And of course, user activity inside of the Rallyware platform. But what I wanted to kind of point out really here is that as people are more engaged in personalized content, of course, their sales are going to increase. But if you take a look at what the average sales of those individuals were previous to that activity, you can see they were all pretty much about the same, same numbers. But when we start giving them really personalized activity, they feel more connected, more involved, because it is personalized to me. The activities, whatever those may be, onboarding, post-onboarding, whatever that looks like, they're very specific to me. So they're engaged and they're driving that those massive increases in sales, as you can see here. So again, we're talking about future-proof of onboarding, and it's important for you to understand what the data looks like for onboarding and then post onboarding as well. Of course, there's some others on, and this happens to be for parties, number of recruits. Again, as people engage with more personalized content, they become more bought into the organization. And as you can see here, recruits drive up, per 100 users, and the amount of parties conducted drive per 100 users as well.